Hi, this is Melina Bircher, your Texas Hill Country luxury realtor, coming at you live today with the Canyon Lake market update for August 2025. Let's dive into these numbers. It's no surprise that Canyon Lake is an extreme buyer's market right now. We know several months ago we were looking at about 12 months of inventory. Now we're at 15.25. This is really great news for you buyers, not so great news for you sellers. However, I see the tide turning. Even with all this extreme inventory, and let me say, a buyer's market is anything below 5 months. A healthy market is 5 to 6 months. So 12 months, extreme buyer's market. 15 months is off the charts. But the prices held steady, which is really good news for property owners. So the median sold price, we're looking at $467,000 currently, and it fluctuates. Number of properties sold over the past 3 years. You can look at this chart go up and down. In the summer months, you'll see the peaks. Here's the summer, September 2022. Then we look at May, June, July over here of 23. And then we're looking at May, June, July of 24. And we just did not have that peak in the summer of 2025. So what happened was less sales, more new listings, and that's why we just saw the inventory raise higher and higher. Average days on market, we're looking at about 97. So we're looking at about 3 months. I've seen it go as far as 6 months, depending on the area in Canyon Lake where you're located. And there are some things we can do as sellers to get your home seen by more people, but I'm definitely seeing rates go down. Rates are the lowest since they've been since April 2025, and we anticipate the Fed lowering rates in September, which will affect mortgage rates imminently. Mortgage rates are typically ahead of the Fed, and so we're going to see those numbers go down. More buyers are going to come into the buyer pool. So if you're a cash buyer, do it now before all the buyers with third-party financing are looking to get in the game. There's a lot of people sitting on the fence, a lot of buyers sitting on the fence waiting for rates to go down. The smart buyers are going to take action now while they have the inventory, they have the buying power, and they have those lower rates. Maybe not bargain basement like they were a few years ago, but you can always refinance. Let's look at this chart I made. If you have a home at $500,000 at the typical conventional 30-year rate of 6.5 right now, this is going to be your monthly payment. But then as we see demand go up, prices are going to go up as rates go down. That same house could be 10% more when rates go down to 6% or even lower, and you're going to have a higher payment. So it's really, if you get in the game now, you can lock in those lower prices on the home itself, and many lenders are offering free refi in the first year to 2 years of your loans. As interest rates dip, you'll be able to grab hold of those interest rates and keep that lower price you paid for your house, and your payment will go down. Here's what I was talking about with the months of inventory. We're at 15.25. You can see it steadily rising. The reason that happened in Canyon Lake is because it was a perfect storm. The lake levels were down. There were so many short-term rental investors who had gotten into the market and were not seeing their places rented, started to put those on the market. The economy was having trouble. So Canyon Lake is a second home community for a lot of people who thought, how often do we really use that house? We could use that money elsewhere. Let's pay off some high interest debt somewhere else. And they were liquidating the houses. So we started to see that inventory from December 2024 just skyrocket to where we saw a 46% increase in inventory over the last 12 months. Now, again, here's the great news. For property owners, your values stayed pretty steady, which for that crazy amount of inventory is amazing. Another great thing for you sellers is rates are going to come down. The tide is turning. More buyers are going to get back into the buyer pool, and we now have a lake that has water in it, which is so exciting for so many of us who love the lake and own property at the lake. If you are considering selling, I'd be happy to do a no strings attached market analysis of your home. And in this market, it's really important to be priced appropriately. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear just to get your listing. I'm not about collecting listings. I'm about selling houses. So I will tell you what I believe your house can sell at. And I'm not afraid to tell you some things that you can do to make yourself more marketable. So for instance, had a listing I took over that had expired on the market with another agent, came in, brought my landscaper in, did some simple xeriscape in the front. We were able to get that house under contract in 12 days, and I can do the same for you. So if you're a buyer, it makes sense for you to get in the game now if you're considering buying at the lake. We can negotiate the seller to buy down some of your points to get you into that lower interest bracket. We can negotiate closing costs. We can negotiate on the price. There is so much negotiating power for you buyers and so much inventory for you to choose from, and very little competition right now, but all that's about to change. So if you're thinking about buying, let's have a no strings attached conversation to see if now could be the right time for you to get in the home ownership game at the lake or the short-term rental market. Whether it's Canyon Lake you're looking at, anywhere in Texas Hill Country, from North San Antonio to South Austin, I'm your girl, Melina Bircher, your Texas Hill Country luxury realtor. Until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day.